What's up, Transformdom? This is Ben here, and today we're going to take a look at the EG-01 Eagle deformation aircraft. And this is the MP-52 KO. So here's the packaging from the front, the side with the silhouette of a wing, the other side, top, bottom, and back. So let's crack this guy open. We got an instruction manual. Pretty cool. Not bad, not bad. It's got instructions on how to transform this guy. No Decepticon insignia on the image here. Here are the accessories, the flight stand, and Starscream in the bot mode. And here's Starscream himself again. Let's see. Smells like brand new plastic. Okay, the transformation ain't the best. I have here the other MP-52 KO, and I do feel like there's a little bit more heft here. Alright, so I'm just gonna put everything nice and neat together and get on with the review. So here are the two KOs side by side. Here's the straight up knockoff, and this is the Eagle KO. So just by standing back here, without really going into details, there isn't really much distinguishable difference between the two. They both almost kind of have the same shade of gray, blue, and red. But let's dive into the details. Now, how would you be able to distinguish the Eagle KO from the other? Well, at the hip area here, you definitely have two small squares, and that you will not find in the other KO or the authentic Starscream. On this KO, the unpainted red bits here has a different shade of red compared to the painted die-cast bits. The unpainted red plastic formulation here is definitely a better match to the other KO. For the cockpit, I like this translucent cockpit here. It's a lot clearer. This is a bit dirtier looking and more opaque on the Eagle KO. The shoulder air intakes on the straight-up bootleg is a lot better, a lot more symmetrical, and it's not very wiggly. It is a little bit, but not very wiggly. On the Eagle KO, the air intakes is a bit warped on this left shoulder, and the air intake is a bit wiggly on the right. Perhaps this is just my copy, but who knows? The touch of the plastic is about the same, but I have to give credit to the plastic formulation on the straight-up bootleg, because it definitely feels like more of an ABS type of plastic. A bit harder, a bit sturdier, you know, a lot firmer. The feel of the plastic on the Eagle KO feels a little bit softer, I guess a bit more malleable to the touch, especially when I was trying to fold this in so that I can tab in the air intakes there properly. But the biggest improvement that Eagle claimed to have made is that they have fixed nylon type of joints on the ankles so that he stands upright. So you can see there's very little slag that can happen. You can slag it down, but you can stand up on a friction joint. Now I don't even know if this will last. I don't hear any ratchets, so I'm quite curious about what's being done to this Eagle KO. Because of the engineering that's being done on the ankles, the Eagle KO does stand a little taller than the straight-up bootleg. The straight-up bootleg, the ankles and heels is a little bit loose on one and not so much on the other. So when it stands, it tends to need the support of the shins just to stand upright. Now let's check out the ratchets on the limbs. Bringing it closer, this is the straight-up bootleg. This is the Eagle bootleg. The Eagle bootleg seems to have a softer ratchet on the shoulder, friction joints on the Eagle KO, stiffer friction joints on the straight-up knockoff, very soft ratchets, a harder soft ratchet. Let's check out the hip joint on the Eagle KO. And now for the straight-up bootleg. Comparable feel, but the Eagle ratchets are definitely louder. Now for the knee joints on the Eagle KO. And now for the straight-up bootleg. comparable. Now I've opened up the ankle section just to investigate what's the difference between the Straight-up Bootleg and the Eagle KO. And from just looking at the Straight-up Bootleg, I think there is no real difference in the design here, the engineering design on the Straight-up Bootleg compared to the Eagle KO. What's different between the Straight-up Bootleg and the Eagle KO is that at the end of this supposedly pin here is a screw, and the Straight-up Bootleg just has a pin over there. So I guess over time, if this ankle tends to loosen up, you can theoretically tighten up the ankles to provide a lot more support. So here's the Eagle MP-52 KO, and I'm going to share my experiences when transforming this guy. Not that this hand came off, but quite easy to come off. It was quite challenging for me to make sure that his whole fist went into his forearms without scratching it a bit, so I decided to just keep it out there. Doesn't really affect the look, right, of the toy. And I also like to say that it was very difficult to tab everything back here in place, but once it's tabbed in, I think it looks quite decent. Tabbing it in place is definitely much more challenging than the authentic version, and at times when I was trying to tap everything in, it was frustrating. Now you gotta ask yourself, is the frustration worth your time or not? If the frustration is not worth your time, then you might as well get the original. But if you don't mind working meticulously and going through several trials and error to try to tap everything back here in place, then I guess it's okay. When I was transforming this toy to the alt mode, I did not really see a lot of paint chipping, so that was very good. Very happy with what I get. The heel here is a little loose for some reason. Perhaps it's due to my error. The right foot tabs in very nicely, just not the left foot. Okay, so let's wrap things up here. What are my thoughts between the Straight-up Bootleg and the Eagle KO? Well, for finishing wise, I think the paint on the Straight-up Bootleg has settled, and so it feels better, more polished. The paint looks better applied as well. It's not as messy as the Eagle KO. Most of the tabs and materials like the plastic feels better on the Straight-up Bootleg compared to the Eagle KO. As we looked, the hardware on the shoulders on the Straight-up Bootleg is a little bit better than the Eagle KO. The only saving grace that the Eagle KO has is that it has a very smart screw right at the ankles here to give this Starscream a little bit more height. But again, because these are KOs, your copy may be better than mine, or it could be worse. That's just the way business is done. But if you want to put money in any of these two, it's perfectly fine. The Straight-up Bootleg though has a brown box version that's out now, and that is significantly cheaper than the Straight-up Bootleg packaging of the authentic. So if you want to save some money on shipping, you can get this toy in the brown box version, and it's labeled MD-01. But if you were just to put these two on the shelves and keep them far away and you pose them like it's supposed to do with these modern masterpiece toys, no one's going to be able to spot the bootleg with the authentic. Only you will know. Well, that is it for a quick comp. Which of the two would you prefer to get, or are you going to just support the authentic? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons and smash the sub and bell icons for more future vids. Again, this is Ben signing off, and I'll see you on the flip side.